In today's video, we are going to do part 2 of red flags that hiring managers, HR people, and recruiters look for when they're interviewing candidates. So these are red flags that candidates might have as part of their background, answers, experience, and hiring managers are looking for them. So if you know what they are, you can avoid showing these red flags and land the job. Let's go. Now, the first one I'm going to talk about is the inability to quantify your impact. This is really important because as a candidate, you want to show what you've done in your previous roles and how you have made a significant impact with your contribution. And hiring managers want to hear this because when you tell them what you've done, how you saved your company money, how you made your company money, whatever you did where you can actually quantify, here was my impact, it allows them to imagine you doing that for them. So when a candidate can't do that, that's a little bit of a red flag, right? They're asking you questions about your numbers, your metrics, your sales, your cost savings, whatever. And you can't give them a number, you can't explain it, and you're kind of like, those details are a bit blurry. They're going to make the assumption it's because it didn't happen. Bit of a red flag there. The next one is lack of accountability, right? So they ask you, Ben, tell me about a time you made a mistake in a previous role and you learned from it, and you can't think of one, or you don't have one to share, or maybe you don't offer one up. What they're gonna see that as is, one, we all make mistakes, so you're a liar, or this is a lack of accountability, or you have a terrible memory and you're the type of person who doesn't learn from previous mistakes. None of those assumptions are positive for you. So be prepared to talk about that and make sure you are not giving off a lack of accountability when you're interviewing because it is seen as a very negative thing for a variety of reasons. The next one, swearing, anything political, inappropriate language, basically saying something that could be offensive to the person interviewing you or maybe a potential customer or teammate. But as a general rule of thumb, you definitely want to avoid saying anything offensive in the interview. Now, this is even if they are saying something offensive. I have a few rules with interviewing, actually quite a bit, but one of them is it is always better to err on the side of caution, whether that's dressing up more than you think is necessary, whether that's being more polite than you think is necessary, whether that's avoiding off-color language. Even if they are doing it, it is still better to err on the side of caution. This is no exception. The next one is seeming not interested. I've actually made a whole video about this because it is that important. I have had hiring managers say to me, well, Ben, they just didn't seem passionate for the role. They didn't seem interested in the role. And I've had candidates, when I made that video, comment to be like, well, Ben, I applied. Isn't that enough? No, it's not enough. It's not nearly enough. People want to work with people who are passionate about what they do. They like what they do. They're motivated to succeed. And if you have two equal candidates and they're both equally qualified and one comes in and goes, yeah, I applied to this role because it's what I do. And I think I could do it for you. And then the other one goes, yeah, this is such an exciting role. It's the direction I want to take my career. I've been doing a lot of this already. And I think in your organization, I could take it to the next level because of A, B, and C. Which one of those people would you hire? Applying to a role is never enough. You still need to demonstrate interest, enthusiasm, and passion for what you do. The next one is being too demanding as a job seeker. This is one where I'm kind of like, they're demanding as employers, so you should be demanding too, but there's a right way and a wrong way to go about that. So as a candidate, when you were negotiating, when you have leverage, that is one thing. But upfront, as a job seeker, if you're just demanding, that is absolutely going to turn off a hiring manager unless you have a skill set that is so niche that they literally have to hire you. That's going to adversely impact your chances of getting a job. So remember, there is a right time and a wrong time, and a right way and a wrong way to make an ask, whether that's about salary, vacation, work from home, experiences, training when you start, whatever it is. Remember to be measured in your approach to asking for things, demanding things, and negotiating. I've saved this one for second to last, but it's first in my heart, and that's being overly negative, whether that's negative about the company you're coming from, past companies, your current boss, past job bosses, your current teammates, past teammates, whatever it is. No candidate can afford to be truly negative in interviews because it is seen as such a negative trait. Nobody wants to hire that person because they're afraid if you're willing to talk bad about those people, you might be the problem, and as soon as we hire you, you're gonna be a problem here. This red flag is massive. You never want to be this candidate. Last one, but like second to last in my heart, not having questions. It doesn't matter if you're the most informed candidate in the history of the world. If you reach the end of the interview and you don't have questions, most HR people, most recruiters, and most hiring managers are going to take issue with that. They're going to look at it and be like, well, Ben, they just weren't interested because they didn't ask any questions. What type of person would make a move, like a career move, a massive impact on your life, your happiness, your future, your stability, the ability to feed your family or yourself, without having questions about the company, about the role, about all of that? You just have to ask it. If you reach the end of the interview and you don't have any questions to ask, I can promise you, it doesn't matter if it's because you're incredibly informed and you've made that abundantly clear throughout the interview process. If you don't have questions, it is going to hurt your candidacy. So, good rule of thumb, have 10 to 15 questions to ask at every interview, no matter what. That's my rule of thumb. There you have it. That's a video. If you stuck it out this far and you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Let's make this thing real. Subscribe so you can see my free content. 3 videos every single week. And if you were not new and you're already subscribed, welcome back. You look great. Is that a new shirt? Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button to tell YouTube that I don't suck. Comment below and I will respond. And if you have questions or a video topic you want me to make a video on, leave it below in the comments and I promise I'll do it. Good luck in your next interview. You got this.